TIL potatoes yield 17.8 million calories per acre, so you could feed a family of 4 on less than 1/4 acre. Ask the Irish how this went for them in 1845. Edit before any of you bounders reply to me with bullshit. I'm well versed on the corn laws, the free market economics that caused the genocide, Charles Trevelyan in the background of why the Irish had subsistence crops like the potato. It was a joke. The only problem is that you need to rotate where you grow them, so you'd need an acre to avoid growing potatoes in the same spot more than once every 5 years. Of course, beans is an excellent way to put nutrients back in the soil, and beans give you your protein as well. This is what happened to the Irish before the famine in 1847, they had many kids so grew only potatoes to get the most food out of the land. A wet winter and potato blight fungus destroyed the crop and the country starved. Lost half its people. Did you mean feed a family of 4 for their entire lives? Don't people need an average or 2,000 calories per day to just maintain normal health? If that's the case, then a fourth of 17.8 million is still greater than 8,000 calories. I put in a potato patch down here in house. When it was time to dig them up, it turned out that thousands of funnel web spiders had decided that it was the perfect habitat. Don't know that I want to grow potatoes again. If you haven't got much land for yourself, you could farm almost exclusively potatoes, maybe make a monoculture, get by even under really harsh conditions, survive the landlord's oppression. Oh shit, there's a famine. Note I work with potatoes. No clue where that site got their numbers, but there is no way you are getting that many potatoes acre. 9 million calories acre is much more reasonable. My biology teacher said potatoes contain pretty much all you need to survive. I told this to an Irish co-worker and he said yeah. Unless there is a famine, better make it sweet potatoes. They're the only vegetable which a person could entirely subsist on them, so they're hardy for the lean times. They would starve to death from malnutrition. Calories are one thing, but the body also needs protein, vitamins and minerals to survive. Based on my hastily done math that I didn't double check, if we turned Alaska into a giant potato farm we could feed the entire world. That's 1 million calories per person, while exceeding 2,000 calories per day. One plant should be sufficient to feed a family of 4. I once had someone ask why they couldn't grow hydroponic potatoes instead of the low-calorie lettuces they always start with. Potatoes are also hard for pillagers to take. That may have driven a lot of the adoption of potatoes in Central Europe. You could feed a family of 4 for like a month until everyone gets sick from nutrient and mineral deficiencies. But you need meat, not calories. It's grams of meat protein that matter. And fat. You need animal fat to live. Could feed a family of 4 on less than 1/4 acre, but only if you eat nothing but potatoes lol. Until you run into a potato famine from monocropping and all your loved ones starve to death. Potatoes alone is a bad idea. One blight and you're starving. Ask the Irish about the hunger. This stat makes no sense. You could feed 17.8 million people per acre, but not for long. In New Zealand there is a thing called the 1/4 acre dream which stems from this lookup. I will eat that entire 1/4 in one sitting if you make him into sea salt potato chips. Yeah, be careful with that, that's why my Irish ancestors came to Canada, starving. Or you could feed one astronaut on enough soil to fit in the habitat module, and then you can export all the grain back to England and not feel guilty. Stares an Irish American. Yeah. You don't want to rely on potatoes. Pretty sure that's how Ireland is still a thing. That and the Guinness. I've tried to grow potatoes twice and failed hard both times. And that's how you end up with a famine when there is a blight. This is not a good till feed a family of 4 for how long tho. This works until it doesn't work. Source: am Irish. No you couldn't. You can't just live from potatoes. Boil 'em, mash 'em, stick 'em in a stew.